So hello everyone, in this video we'll be again solving some more examples to get to know that the given pair of linear equation is either intersecting lines or parallel lines or coincident lines. Okay. So in this question we again have two equations with us. So looking at the first equation, again we can see that we have fraction. So in order to simplify this, what we need to do, that we'll take the LCM first of all. So by taking the LCM, we'll have the equation that will be 4x plus 6y over 3 is equals to 8. Now multiplying the denominator over the other side. So एक जो mistake सभी बच्चे करते हैं, the students what they do, वो सबसे पहले करेंगे 3 को साइड में multiply कर देंगे. So you cannot multiply the denominator unless you have taken the LCM for all the terms. सबसे पहले आपको LCM लगाना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद you need to multiply over the other side. So now multiplying this term over the other side, you'll have 4x plus 6y is equals to 24. Okay. So now this is the equation 1 and this is the equation 2, but still these equations need to be reduced into the standard form. Standard form, why? Because all the terms have to be over the left hand side. So now reducing this, you'll get 4x plus 6y minus 24 is equals to 0. So this is our equation 1 in the standard form. Reducing this, we'll have 2x plus 3y minus 12 is equals to 0. Okay. So from the given equations, we need to know about a1, a2, b and b2, the coefficients first of all. So from this we'll get a1, that the coefficient of x, that is 4, b1 coefficient of y, that is 6, and c1 constant term, that is minus 24. In this equation, coefficient of x, a2 is 2, b2 is 3 and c2 is minus 12. So we know what we need to do now. We need to compare the ratios. So we'll get a1 over a2, that is 4 by 2, answer is 2. Next, b1 over b2, that is 6 over 3, again 2. And next we have c1 over c2, that is minus 24 by minus 12, again 2. Okay. So now we can see that the three ratios, a1 over a2, b1 over b2 and c1 over c2, the three ratios are equal to 2. So the three ratios are equal. So you can say that a1 over a2 is equals to b1 over b2 is equals to c1 over c2. So if the three ratios are equal, what do we have with us? We have coincident lines with infinite many solutions, and the pair of linear equations said to be consistent. Okay, they'll be inconsistent only if a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2 but not equals to c1 by c2, or you can say when we have the case of no solutions. Okay. So we'll just change this. We'll do one more question, that the further possibilities how this concept can be asked in the boards. Now suppose I say that we have one equation 2x plus 3y minus 8 is equals to 0. We have been given this one equation. So in the previous questions, what did we have? We used to have two different equations. So we had to find a1, a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 and finding their ratios. Now we are just given with one equation. Now the question is, we need to find another equation such that, number one, we have intersecting lines. Intersecting lines also signify we have unique solution. Second, we have parallel lines. Parallel line means we have no solution. And the third case, overlapping, or you can say coincident lines, or you can say infinite many solutions. Okay. So we need to find three equations corresponding to this equation such that we have intersecting lines, then we have parallel lines, and the last we have coincident lines. So the very first case that we are to discuss right now, intersecting lines. So what is the condition for intersecting lines? We have that a1 over a2 should not be equals to b1 over b2. The ratios of the coefficient of x should not be equal to the ratio of the coefficient of y. So in this equation we have a1 as 2, b1 as 3, and c1 as minus 8. Okay, so here we have a1 as 2 and b1 as 3, and we need to find the values for a2 and b2. So generally we don't have to do all these things, we need to just make sure that the ratios are not same. So we'll just say that we'll assume from our side that the other equation becomes x plus 4y plus 10 is equals to 0. I have assumed this equation from my side. You can assume any other. So why I have assumed this? Because from this equation I can say that a2 is 1, b2 is plus 4, and c2 is 10. Now coming back to our condition, if we substitute these values, we'll get a1 as 2 and a2 what we have assumed to be 1. Now b1 is 3 and b2 is 4. So can we say that these two ratios are equal? They are not equal. So we are done with the very first part. We have found one corresponding equation of line such that we have intersecting lines or unique solution. Now coming to the second one, that is parallel lines. For parallel lines we have the condition that a1 over a2 has to be equal to b1 over b2 but not equals to c1 over c2. This means that the ratio of the coefficients of x and y has to be equal. So what we'll do, the very easiest thing, we'll take any multiple for the coefficient of our x and y. Let us say I have multiplied these two by 2. Okay, so the new equation becomes for us, that is 4x plus 6y, and let us say we have written over here minus 8 only. Okay, from this condition what you get, that a2 is 4, b2 is 6, and c2 is minus 8. So now again comparing this, what we'll get, that a1 we have is substituting the values in this. So a1 by a2, 2 by 4, this is 1 by 2. b1 by b2, 3 by 6, we have 1 by 2. c1 by c2, what we'll have, that minus 8 by minus 8, this is 1. So it is clearly evident that the ratio of a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2 but not equals to c1 by c2. So you will get an equation of line corresponding to 2x plus 3y minus 8 such that you will have parallel lines or no solution. So always remember, for parallel line what you need to do, just take same multiple for the coefficient of x and y. It was your will. आप अपनी तरफ से क्या कर सकते हो? You can multiply both the terms by 3. So you'll get 6x plus 9y. Again you'll get the answer. So what you can do, you can take the fourth multiple, or you can say you can multiply both the terms by 4. You'll get 8x plus 12y. Again you'll get the answer, because ऐसे अगर आप multiple consider करते हो, then always you'll get the ratio a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2. Okay. So for the last case, that is the coincident lines, we are calling some shortage of space. Okay. So for coincident line or infinite minus solution, what condition we have? a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2 is equals to c1 by c2. It means that all the three ratios has to be equal. So if the three ratios have to be equal. This means that you can take any multiple for the three terms. Okay, so I'll say that I multiply each term by 2. So the equation of line that you'll get, that will be 4x plus 6y minus 16 is equals to 0. So can we verify this? So in order to verify, what we'll do, so we have a1 as 2, b1 as 3, c1 as minus 8. We have a2 as 4, b2 as 6 and c2 as minus 16. Now finding the ratios, a1 by a2, 2 by 4, that will be 1 by 2. Now finding the ratio b1 by b2, 3 by 6, that is again 1 by 2. And next finding third ratio c1 by c2, minus 8 by minus 16, that is again 1 by 2. So it is clear that the three ratios are equal. So if the three ratios are equal, you will get an equation from the line which will be overlapping or coincident with the given line. So I'll be repeating again. When you had to find the equation of the line such that they are intersecting, make sure that the ratios of the first two terms x and y, the coefficients of x and y, is not equal. So you can assume any line. Then you were asked to find the equation of the line which was parallel to this line. So parallel to this line, I am specifying again that the coefficients of x and y, okay, just take their multiple. Okay, so I did multiply both by 2. And if you need to have coincident line, what you need to do? Multiply the whole equation by the same multiple. So I have multiplied whole equation by 2. So I am getting the equation for the coincident line. So in the next video, we'll be discussing about how to find the solution of the pair of linear equation.